Salam. Today we will be studying Class 11 Statistics Chapter 1, according to PTB syllabus. Let's get started. On the first page, the history of statistics is mentioned, which is to be read as general and for personal understanding of the origin of statistics. Now, let's learn about the difference between data and datum. Data is actually a plural form of datum. Singular pieces of information is known as datum, but a collection of these numerical information is called data. Now here's the definition of statistics, which is: statistics is a branch of science that deals with the collection, number 2, presentation, number 3, analysis, and number 4, interpretation of numerical data. Moving forward, we have an important difference between sample and population. Population is the total group under discussion or the group to which the result will be generalized. On the other hand, sample is the small representative part of the population. Let's look at an example. Imagine there are 100 students at a college, which is considered as the population. If we select 20 of them all, it is a sample of the entire population. Next, we need to learn what is ratio and proportion. Ratio is the comparison between two quantities, like ratio of A to B can be written as fraction A over B. For example, if there are 300 male and 200 female in a college, then ratio shown as 3:2 or 3/2. However, proportion is the equality between two ratios is called proportion. Like equality between ratio of A and B and ratio of C and D. Now we have another important difference here between parameter and statistic. Remember the difference between population and sample? Then this one is simple. Parameter is the quantity computed from the population when the entire population is available. Note, parameters are always fixed, and they are not usually known. On the other hand, statistic is the quantity computed from the sample. Statistic is a variable that varies from sample to sample. Please to remember, statistics and statistic, without S, are different. Next we have the sampling variability. As sample is the representative part of the population, there may be more than one samples of the same population, and all the samples may not be identical. Let's look at an example again. Suppose there is a population of 100 people. We may get a sample of people with the same height or a sample of men from the population according to the requirements. Thus it proves the fact that selection of samples varies based on the requirement. Here we have sample survey and experiment. In sample survey, there are no treatments. By the way, a statistical treatment of data is taking raw data and turning it into something that can be interpreted and used to make decisions. Anyways, the units in the population under study are listed in a frame, and sample of units is selected from a frame using mechanism. This definition is not very important in my opinion. However, experiment is a study in which scientists can control the allocation of treatments to the experimental units. Remember, the feature which distinguishes an experiment or sample survey is control over allocation or control over selection, respectively. Let's learn about order statistics. Order statistics is just an arrangement of data in order of magnitude. Like in data y1, y2, y3 till yn, y1 is the minimum order of statistics and yn is the maximum order of statistics. Order statistics are always arranged in ascending order, i.e., smallest to largest. Here, there are two common symbols used in statistics. Sigma is a Greek letter for summation, on the other hand pi is used for product. I guess that's a lot to absorb today. Don't forget to subscribe.